9 best ways to stop frequent urination at night, Nocturia. Did you know that waking up multiple times at night to pee may disrupt your sleep and impact your health more than you think? It's not just about inconvenience. Frequent urination at night, also known as nocturia, may lead to exhaustion, poor concentration, and even increase the risk of long-term health problems. In this video, I'll tell you about the 9 best ways to stop frequent urination at night. Remember, frequent urination may sometimes point to underlying issues like diabetes, bladder infections, or even sleep apnea. If this problem persists, it's important to consult a healthcare professional to rule out serious conditions. Let's start and take control of your nights. 1. Limit fluid intake in the evening. Limiting fluid intake in the evening is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to reduce frequent urination at night. When you consume fluids late in the day, your kidneys continue processing that liquid, producing urine well into the night. This increases the chances of your bladder filling up while you're trying to sleep, forcing you to wake up to relieve yourself. By reducing fluid intake a few hours before bedtime, you essentially give your kidneys less to process during the critical hours leading up to sleep. Now, here's where timing matters. By cutting off fluid intake about 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, you allow your kidneys to complete much of their filtration work while you're still awake. This reduces the likelihood of your bladder reaching full capacity during sleep. It's not just about drinking less, it's about when you drink. Hydration during the day is crucial, but front-loading your fluid intake earlier in the day ensures your body has ample time to process it without impacting your nighttime rest. A PubMed survey of European adults has shown that individuals with higher water intake levels tended to have higher urine volume. Another study conducted on 87 young adults evaluated urination number within 24 hours as a possible indicator of hydration status. 2. Avoid diuretics before bed. Avoiding diuretics before bed is a game changer when it comes to stopping frequent urination at night. When you consume a diuretic, it triggers your kidneys to increase the filtration rate of your blood. This means your kidneys extract more water and electrolytes from your bloodstream and send it to your bladder as urine. For instance, caffeine, found in coffee, tea, and many sodas, interferes with the hormone responsible for water reabsorption in your kidneys, leading to increased urine production. Alcohol, on the other hand, suppresses the release of antidiuretic hormone, which your body naturally produces more of at night to slow down urine production. The key to breaking this cycle is timing. By cutting out diuretics in the late afternoon and evening, you allow your body to regulate fluid balance more effectively. Your kidneys may process any earlier diuretic intake during the day, minimizing its impact by bedtime. This doesn't mean you need to eliminate caffeine or alcohol, just shift their consumption to earlier in the day when their effects won't interfere with your sleep. Additionally, avoiding diuretics before bed helps your bladder lining stay less irritated. Many diuretic substances may overstimulate the bladder, making it more sensitive and increasing the urge to urinate even when the bladder isn't full. Removing this irritant from your nighttime routine reduces the frequency and urgency of those late-night bathroom trips. A PubMed study found distal tubular diuretics more effective than loop diuretics in sustaining 24-hour urine and sodium excretion without rebound effects, highlighting their superior and consistent efficacy. 3. Adopt a bladder training routine. Adopting a bladder training routine is a powerful way to reduce frequent urination at night by retraining your bladder to hold more urine and respond less urgently to minor sensations. Your bladder is lined with stretch receptors that send signals to your brain when it's time to empty. If you habitually urinate at the slightest sensation of fullness, these receptors become overly sensitive. Over time, your brain starts interpreting even small amounts of urine in the bladder as an urgent need to go. This hypersensitivity may disrupt your nights, waking you up unnecessarily when your bladder isn't even close to being full. Bladder training works by resetting this sensitivity. During the day, you delay urination by small increments, just 5 to 10 minutes at first, then gradually increasing the interval over time. As you do this, your bladder muscles, specifically the detrusor muscle, become stronger and more elastic, capable of holding larger volumes of urine without sending urgent signals to your brain. This process teaches your bladder to tolerate a more natural filling capacity. The benefits of this approach extend into the night. When your bladder is trained to hold more urine during the day, it becomes less active overnight, reducing the number of signals sent to your brain. Additionally, a well-trained bladder is less likely to contract prematurely, which is a common cause of nocturia. This means you're less likely to wake up for unnecessary bathroom trips. A study in INJ defines overactive bladder as urgency, frequency, and nocturia, significantly affecting quality of life. First-line treatments include bladder training, diet changes, and pelvic floor exercises. 4. Monitor and adjust salt intake. Monitoring and adjusting your salt intake may play a surprisingly impactful role in stopping frequent urination at night. Sodium, the primary component of salt, directly influences your body's fluid balance. When you consume high amounts of salt, your body retains extra water to maintain the balance of sodium in your bloodstream. This retention initially leads to swelling, often in the legs and feet during the day due to gravity. However, when you lie down to sleep, the fluid that has pooled in your lower extremities is reabsorbed into your bloodstream. This creates a temporary spike in circulating fluid levels, prompting your kidneys to work overtime to filter the excess. By reducing your sodium intake, especially during dinner or later meals, you prevent this chain reaction. With less salt in your system, your body doesn't need to retain or process as much water to maintain balance. This reduces fluid shifts and alleviates the burden on your kidneys during the night, ultimately leading to less urine production. A PubMed study found reducing salt intake significantly improved nocturia, urgency, and quality of life in 70% of patients. 5. Elevate your legs before sleeping. Elevating your legs before sleeping is a surprisingly effective way to reduce frequent urination at night by addressing fluid redistribution in your body. During the day, gravity causes fluid to pool in the lower extremities, especially in the legs and feet. This is a natural process, but for many people, particularly those who are sedentary, have circulatory issues, or consume high amounts of salt, this fluid buildup may be excessive. When you lie down to sleep, this accumulated fluid is reabsorbed into the bloodstream, increasing blood volume temporarily. Your kidneys, which act as the body's filtration system, detect the increased volume and respond by producing more urine to balance out the fluid levels. This process is amplified during the early hours of sleep, waking you up to empty your bladder. By elevating your legs for 20 to 30 minutes before bedtime, you help your body redistribute this fluid earlier in the evening, while you're still awake. This simple action gives your veins and lymphatic system a chance to drain the excess fluid back into circulation gradually, rather than all at once when you lie down. As a result, your kidneys process the fluid before bedtime, reducing the need for increased urine production during the night. An ICS study found that 90 minutes of leg elevation before bed significantly reduced lower leg oedema and improved quality of life in older adults with nocturia and peripheral oedema. 6. Practice pelvic floor exercises, Kegels. The pelvic floor is a group of muscles that support the bladder, uterus, and rectum, and they play a crucial role in urinary control. When these muscles are weak, you may experience issues like bladder leaks, increased urgency, or difficulty holding urine overnight. Strengthening them helps improve bladder control and reduces the likelihood of waking up frequently to urinate. The bladder has two main components responsible for storing and releasing urine: the detrusor muscle, which contracts to push the urine out, and the sphincter muscles, which act as a valve to keep the urine contained until it's time to go. The pelvic floor muscles surround and support this system, working alongside the sphincters to maintain bladder control. When the pelvic floor is weakened, whether due to aging, childbirth, or other factors, it may fail to provide sufficient support, making it harder to hold urine, especially at night when the body is horizontal and the bladder is under less pressure from gravity. Kegels help by specifically targeting and strengthening these muscles. To perform a Kegel, you contract the muscles you would use to stop the flow of urine, hold for a few seconds, and then release. Over time, these contractions build muscle strength and endurance, giving you greater control over when and how your bladder empties. With consistent practice, the pelvic floor becomes more effective at resisting the involuntary contractions of the detrusor muscle, which are often responsible for the sudden nighttime urge to urinate. A ResearchGate meta-analysis of 11 trials with 510 women found that Kegel exercises significantly reduce stress urinary incontinence symptoms, confirming their effectiveness as a management tool, though further research is needed. Kegels also have a stabilizing effect on the bladder itself. By providing better structural support, these exercises reduce pressure on the bladder, which may otherwise cause irritation and frequent urges. This is particularly helpful for individuals with overactive bladder syndrome or other conditions where the bladder muscles are overly reactive. 7. Manage chronic conditions effectively. Managing chronic conditions effectively is a crucial step in stopping frequent urination at night because many underlying health issues directly influence how your body produces and processes urine. Let's start with diabetes. High blood sugar levels cause your kidneys to work overtime to filter and remove the excess glucose, resulting in increased urine production. This process, known as osmotic diuresis, doesn't stop when you sleep. If your diabetes is uncontrolled, your kidneys continue to produce large amounts of urine at night, filling your bladder and waking you repeatedly. By managing diabetes through proper medication, diet, and regular monitoring of blood sugar levels, you may reduce the strain on your kidneys and lower nighttime urine output. In the case of heart failure, fluid accumulation in the lower extremities during the day may be a major contributor to nocturia. When you lie down at night, this fluid is reabsorbed into the bloodstream, increasing blood volume and forcing your kidneys to process it. This triggers increased urine production and frequent awakenings. Managing heart failure with prescribed medications like diuretics, lifestyle changes such as reducing salt intake, and proper fluid management during the day may help control fluid buildup and lessen its impact on your sleep. Sleep apnea is another chronic condition closely tied to frequent urination at night. When you experience episodes of interrupted breathing, your body perceives it as stress, releasing hormones like atrial natriuretic peptide that increase urine production. Treating sleep apnea helps restore normal breathing patterns, reducing the release of these hormones and decreasing nighttime urination. 8. Create a relaxing sleep environment. Creating a relaxing sleep environment may help stop frequent urination at night by addressing the psychological and physiological factors that disrupt your body's natural processes. While nocturia is often thought of as purely a physical issue, stress, anxiety, and poor sleep quality may amplify the problem by interfering with the delicate hormonal balance that regulates nighttime urine production. During sleep, your body relies on antidiuretic hormone to slow down urine production, allowing your bladder to hold more fluid until morning. However, stress and fragmented sleep may reduce the effectiveness of this process. When your environment is noisy, bright, or uncomfortable, your body remains in a heightened state of alertness, causing cortisol and adrenaline levels to spike. These stress hormones interfere with ADH production and may also increase bladder sensitivity, making you feel the urge to urinate even if your bladder isn't full. By creating a sleep-friendly environment, you help your body enter a more relaxed state, enabling the hormonal systems to function optimally. Start by minimizing light exposure in your bedroom. Darkness signals your brain to produce melatonin, the hormone that promotes sleep and indirectly supports the calming of overactive bladder nerves. Use blackout curtains, dim your electronics, or try a sleep mask to eliminate distractions. 9. Incorporate bladder-friendly foods. The foods you eat play a significant role in how your bladder behaves, especially when it comes to nighttime urination. The bladder's lining is sensitive and reacts to certain compounds in foods. Irritants like caffeine, acidic fruits, spicy dishes, and artificial sweeteners may inflame the bladder wall, making it more sensitive and prone to sending false signals to the brain that it's time to urinate. This heightened sensitivity often results in frequent urges, even when the bladder isn't full. By swapping these for bladder-friendly options, you help soothe and stabilize the bladder's activity. Foods rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties are particularly beneficial. For example, bananas, pears, and melons are known to be gentle on the bladder. These fruits are less acidic than others like oranges or grapefruits, reducing the risk of irritation. Bananas, in particular, contain potassium, which helps balance sodium levels in the body. This may minimize fluid retention and prevent excessive urine production during the night. Whole grains and low-acid vegetables like cucumbers, zucchini, and leafy greens are also excellent choices. These foods support overall hydration without overloading the bladder, as they contain water balanced with fiber and nutrients. They help regulate digestion and fluid absorption, which may indirectly reduce the amount of fluid your kidneys process into urine at night. Another key group of bladder-friendly foods includes lean proteins like chicken, turkey, and fish. Unlike processed meats or salty snacks, these proteins don't contribute to bladder irritation or water retention. Paired with small amounts of healthy fats like those found in avocados or olive oil, they create a balanced meal that satisfies your body's needs without overstimulating your bladder. Herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint may also support a calmer bladder, especially when consumed earlier in the evening. These teas have mild diuretic properties but are soothing and far less irritating than caffeinated or citrus-based beverages. Drinking them as part of an evening routine may relax the bladder and reduce nighttime activity. 5 daily habits that secretly increase the chances of frequent urination. In this section, I'm going to share 5 unique habits that could be triggering your frequent urination. Let's get into it. 1. Wearing tight clothing around your waist. Tight pants, belts, or shapewear that press against your abdomen may irritate the bladder and surrounding muscles. This constant pressure increases bladder sensitivity, making you feel the urge to urinate more frequently, even when your bladder isn't full. Switching to looser, more comfortable clothing may ease this pressure and give your bladder room to relax. 2. Skipping regular bathroom breaks. Holding it in too long during the day might seem harmless, but it may overstretch your bladder muscles over time, reducing their efficiency. When your bladder gets used to holding larger amounts of urine, it might send mixed signals to your brain, leading to urgency and more frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom. 3. Using too much artificial sweetener. You might think that opting for sugar-free gum, candies, or sodas is a healthier choice, but artificial sweeteners like aspartame and saccharin may irritate your bladder lining. This irritation may lead to overactive bladder symptoms, making you feel like you need to go even when you don't. 4. Excessive core workouts late in the day. Intense abdominal exercises, particularly late in the evening, may temporarily put pressure on your bladder and pelvic floor muscles. This increased pressure may make your bladder more reactive at night, leading to unexpected bathroom trips. Adjusting your workout schedule or reducing core-heavy routines before bed may help. 5. Habitual stress or multitasking without breaks. Chronic stress may disrupt your body's hormonal balance, including the release of antidiuretic hormone, which slows down urine production. If you're constantly on the go, juggling tasks without taking mental breaks, your body stays in a heightened state of alertness, which may make your bladder more sensitive and trigger frequent urination. Now you know 9 powerful ways to stop frequent urination at night and reclaim your peaceful sleep. Remember, small changes like adjusting your evening routine or practicing bladder-friendly habits may make a huge difference over time. It's all about giving your body the right tools to work with. But let me remind you, if your symptoms persist despite trying these tips, don't hesitate to reach out to a healthcare professional. Sometimes, frequent nighttime urination may be a sign of something more serious, and it's always better to address it early. Now that we have discussed the best ways to stop frequent urination at night, let's move on to other topics. Watch 1 spoonful of flaxseed oil every day does this to your body. Or watch eat these 10 powerful foods to help protect your liver from damage. Watch one, or even better, watch both. What other ways may be helpful to stop frequent urination at night? Let us know in the comments below.